And there's a new protocol in terms of liaisons that they are not required to attend.
Yeah, I saw that this morning, I think.
Karen, you're breaking up. We can't hear you.
And yes. Okay. All right. So I would like to proceed. If everyone has announced themselves, I would like to proceed to public comments.
I'm sorry, Karen, you broke up before. What did you say about the liaisons? We couldn't hear you.
All right, so I just read that there's a new protocol that liaisons are not required to attend the monthly meetings. So I just wanted to recognize that, and also recognize that Donovan is here, and also proceed with public comment.
Who made that decision? The Board of Selectmen?
That was an email that came.
Yeah,
Yes.
it came from Beth.
Yes.
Email from Beth I saw. It says something like but a report will be submitted to the Board of Selectmen by the chair or something like that.
Yes, there's a quarterly report that has to be submitted by liaisons. So obviously, liaisons are welcome, always welcome to attend our meetings, and we encourage that. I just wanted to recognize the change in town policy with respect to that. All right, so public comment. Do we have any?
No.
Hearing none, liaison comment? Hearing none, chairman's report, reserved for executive session. Number 5, COVID-19 update.
So COVID-19, as everybody knows, is still around. The first year during COVID, in the summer months when it started getting warm, the numbers started to seem to really drop off, and now they've been sticking around. So right now, as of today, we're still over 10%, which is, I mean, it's pretty significant, but it's still okay. And we've been above 10% now for a little bit. So it's just something we're monitoring. We had a couple people out and some family members of members out with COVID over the last 3 weeks. And we're just monitoring that and moving from there. So not doing anything different. If we know a house that's COVID positive, we are masking up and we are taking some precautions before we do go in. So we do still have mask mandates up on different wherever we go.
Okay, current financials.
Oh, current financials. Do you guys have them, or do you want me to share the screen?
Share the screen if you could.
Okay. Okay, can you guys see that? So,
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
So we just started the new year. So you'll see some of the lines that are 100% and up. Those are blanket POs, some of them that we pull for throughout the year for repair, maintenance, in other areas. Like the radio line, you'll see it's at 77%, but we encumbered $130,000 already. 108,000. We're just waiting on a purchase order to come back. Is going to Motorola. That's our current. That's our the radio system maintenance and package that the town entered in a few years ago. So that comes out of our budget. So some of these, even though they look like huge numbers, some of them are one-time fees that we pay each year, and they're usually due around this time since our fiscal year is July through the end of June. So that's where we look, but right now we're okay. In the current financial thing, we're only 18 days into the new year. You guys have any questions on that? Okay. Fire chief's report. Engine 3 came back the other day. It's back in service. It's been out since the beginning of February. They were able to, they fixed the CAF system. It was kind of a mess between E1 and Watrous to who's going to warranty it, and just waiting on parts and get it. But we did get it back. It is back in service. We did pump with it a little bit already. It's been on calls, and we plan on doing some pumping tomorrow night with it, with number 7, and running it through a good pump cycle. So that's good. Engine 2. We are changing the body lights out on the truck. They're halogens. We're having issues with them. They're shorting out. The lenses are breaking because they're older. So we're going to be changing those out to LED. The cost on that is roughly $400 a light. So there's 5 of them. So it's going to be right around $2,000 for that. We have some other repairs that we're doing on some of the other trucks, emergency lighting, and other fixes. And the next truck to go out to get a preventative maintenance is engine 7. That should be going out this week. And once that comes back, we'll start sending another truck out. Rescue 1 is going to be getting some tires, not all the tires, some tires in the next week or 2. They are up per DOT standards. Our tires have to be rotated every 7 years regardless. They could even look brand new, and it really doesn't make a difference. We have to change them out because DOT states, since it's a fire truck, since it's got weight on it, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, the tires are stressed, and after 7 years, they have to be changed. Unlike like a dump truck at Public Works or something else where the truck doesn't sit loaded 24/7, 365. So that's the reason for that.
Okay. Any questions?
Just a quick question. So the tires are pretty much new, right? Every 7 years you have to change them. Can those tires be sold back, or are they kind of just dump them? Or
No, so we sometimes what we do is if Public Works wants them, we usually pass them down to Public Works and they can put them on the trucks if they're the right size tire.
okay.
Moving on, we are in the process of getting quotes for 10 new air packs. The air packs are already at 15 years. There's 10 of them. We bought 30 of them about 4 or 5 years ago, and now the remaining 10 are up that we have to replace. So we're in the process of doing that. That looks like it's going to be off a state bid. I've talked to Tony about that, finance director, so we're on board. So once we have the information, we get it to him, he can start moving forward to figure out how to pay for it this year. The other thing we're looking to do, which was also brought up, is we're going to replace our portable radios and the truck radios. So we have all the lists. We're just waiting for a number back. And once again, I think we're going to be able to do that off of state bid. So that's also good. And really the last thing I have is we're going to end up doing trick or treat again this year, and we're possibly going to be shooting fireworks. So we're going to start the process with the town to get permission to use the Fitzgerald property to shoot fireworks for trick or treat as a fundraiser for the fire department.
Okay. Activity report by Assistant Fire Chief.
All right, so we haven't met in a few months. So the last one I did was February. So March, we did 34 calls for 123.49, which took us to 84 calls, 480.3. That is a little slower than average. The average is 51 and 124. So we were running a little behind in March. In April, we did 29 calls, 153.6 staff hours, took us up to 113 for 633.09. That was pretty much right on average for the month. The average is 30 calls, so we're right there. But for the full year, we're still running approximately 40 calls behind. In May, we did 34 calls for 196.76 hours. Brought us up to 147 calls for the year with a total of 829.85 staff hours. That was a little high for the month. The average is 32 for 329.03 hours. So we were catching up to that monthly average. Last month in June, we did 30 calls for 128.45 staff hours, brings us up to 177 for 958.3 staff hours. The average for the month of June was 28 calls for 252.3 hours and a total of 214. So we were a little high for the month, but our hours were lower and we're running significantly lower on staff hours for the entire year. And about 25 calls behind the average. So it's kind of where we stand. We've had, in that time period, we've had a couple of building fires, nothing major, just minor fires. Been averaging somewhere around 5 to 6 MVAs, and we've had several extrications during that time period also. One other thing that you'll see is they changed the way we're reporting motor vehicle accidents. Used to be all of them were just a general accident. Now, if there's fluids on the ground, they've asked us to break it out as a spill of an oil or gasoline or some other flammable material. This way they can better track accidents and spill locations if down the road they find out that they need to go back and do some kind of remediation based on contents that were spilled. So the numbers are the same. It just kind of moved them around a little bit where they're going to roll out to be reported.
Okay. Any questions?
No.
Okay. Go ahead. Okay. Fire marshal's report.
Good evening. Since March 29th to Thursday to July 14th, 217, I was out 217 times, 154 inspections, 25 plan reviews. I consulted 18 times, 8 public education. Mostly I was doing fire drills in the town buildings. 11 fire investigations and 1 legal action. We had to obtain a warrant for an auto which was wanted in a shooting in another town, and we couldn't get a dog that night, so we impounded the car and had to get a warrant to get the dog a couple of days later to search the car. And the dog did test positive, and samples were sent up to the state lab, and I'm waiting for the results to come back. And then in August of 21, we had a car fire at the country club. I just got the dog's, the follow-up report from the dog, and the dog detected nothing on that fire. We did have a fire on Richard Suite, minor structure fire, Maple Vale, minor structure fire. And we had a problem with the sprinkler system at Coachman Square. That was a while ago. That's all been rectified. Right now, we're in good shape. I'm doing inspections. I was out today. You see a high number of plan reviews, which is pretty good. People are starting to do work around the town.
When you say the dog report was negative, can you tell us what you mean by that?
The dog detected no accelerant in that truck.
Okay,
The dog did detect an accelerant in the car that we had to impound last month.
okay,
There are two separate instances we needed the dog.
Yes. We're getting a lot of stolen cars in Woodbridge set on fire.
okay. So those are cars that are stolen elsewhere and left here?
Burnt here. Yes.
Okay.
How many stolen cars were burned? 2?
3 this year so far.
Okay, anything else for the marshal's report? Okay, correspondence?
So we are, we do have a correspondence. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
Hang on a minute. Sorry. Okay, so we had an elevator rescue. So we just got a thank you note back on that at the JCC.
Mhm. Thank you for sharing that. When was that?
That was, when was that, Joe? A week ago, a week and a half
Yeah,
ago?
it was a week ago Sunday,
Yeah.
week ago Saturday.
Karen Joe Crisco just signed in also. That's all we have for correspondence. Karen, you still with us? Oh, hang on. She dropped out.
Oh, okay, I'm here.
All right, so March meeting minutes.
Yes. Can I please have a motion to approve the minutes from the March meeting?
Motion, Leonardo.
Second?
I'll second.
It's Stephanie second.
All right, discussion? Okay, hearing none. Can I please have a vote, yay or nay, for approval of the minutes?
Yay, Stephanie.
Yay, Karen?
Yeah, Michael.
Lino?
Yay, Lino. Sorry, I was on mute.
Okay, motion passes. Minutes approved.
Okay. Next meeting date is August 15th. Do you guys want to cancel that one and we'll just go right into September? Because nothing's gonna, I don't think anything big is gonna happen between now and August.
I'm gonna be away during August 15th.
Sounds good to me, Sean.
All right. Karen, is that good with you?
Me
Steph,
too.
you're good?
Yes.
Yep, it's fine.
Yep, I'm okay with that.
All right, let me ask you guys a question though. Going into September, do you guys want to change the time from 6 to 6:30 or 7? Is any time better? Is 6 o'clock tough for you guys to make?
6:30 is probably better for me.
Yes, I agree.
I'm good with whatever you guys need.
Lino, does that work better for you?
Yeah, either way, Sean, fine with me. Happy to, move back
Let's
to
move it to
6:30.
6:30. Let's try 6:30.
Okay.
I don't
Sean,
think
is
you
that
need a
just for-
motion on that, right?
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Is that just for September or going forward? Is it just for September?
This is for September, Dina. Yep.
Just for September. Okay, thank you.
Karen, the next thing up is executive session.
Okay, I would like a motion to enter executive session to provide an update on dispatch. Do I have a motion and a second?
Lino, Izzo, motion?
I'll second Steph.
Thank you, Steph. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Who are you going to invite in?
Aye.
Chief Roland,
All right, so Lino, you're going to amend your motion, right?
Yes.
Okay, and Steph, you'll.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, Karen, go ahead.
all right, all right. All in favor?
Aye, Steph.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion passes and we are entering executive session.